Hi everyone, this is Jason Dykstra from Absolution Mediation, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about nonverbal communication. So instead of having you read all about nonverbal communication, I figure you might as well see a video of somebody talking so you can kind of get a gist of what I'm saying a little bit more. So right now on the blog we're talking about listening and what does it mean to listen and how can we listen better. So we've kind of went through the word listen. L being learn more, I being interest or being genuinely curious into what that person is saying. S is stop or thoughtless listening. How do you clear some of these distractions away that are happening around us? T is to tell them what you're hearing, repeat back, check in, make sure that you've got that right. E is an earful. Prepare yourself for an earful. How do you prepare yourself for a conversation? And what are some of the hot buttons around that kind of set you off? N is, of course, nonverbal. So here we are. So what is nonverbal communication? Well, some experts, and by some I mean a lot of experts, say that 7% of all of your communication is the actual words that are being said, or the words that are being formed out of your mouth that are kind of out there. So 7%. That leaves 93% of communication is related to some sort of nonverbal. Some of that is tone, volume, cadence. Cadence is kind of like the beat of how you're saying what you're saying. But then it also goes into your facial expressions. What are your eyes saying? The hand gestures or movements that you're making. Your posture. Are you sitting up straight? Are you kind of slouching? Your arms crossed? Are they wide open? Your legs tapping, that kind of stuff. And when we kind of get into it, it involves so much more. The room around you, the clothes that you're wearing, your smell, how close you are to the person, personal space, all that kind of stuff is all kind of into nonverbal. And if you want to learn a little bit more about nonverbal communication and what it means, I would suggest checking out my friend Jeff Thompson, and I'll put his link down below later on in this, and you can check him out. He's Mediator Jeff on Twitter if you're a Twitter person. So there's kind of two things that I want you to be aware of. One is, what is the speaker, what is their nonverbal communication like? And number two, what is your nonverbal communication like? So let's start with the speaker. So when you're listening to someone, I want you to really pay attention to what the speaker is doing. Are their arms moving? What are their eyes saying? What's their posture like? What are some of the emotions that their face is telling you? Their eyes, are they passionate about what they're talking about? Is this something that's really bothering them? Are the words that they're speaking, are there nonverbal kind of cues and patterns? Are they matching? Are they kind of flowing with what's going on there? We can look at a lot of different things that way. Are they tapping their toes? Are their arms crossed? All these different types of things. So I want you to make sure that you're very much on the lookout for what their nonverbal communication is saying to you, because that can add a lot of insights for a listener, a lot of insights into what their emotions are and what they're feeling about what they're talking about. Secondly, I want you to be very aware about the nonverbal, kind of aura that you're putting out there as well. If you're sitting there, with your arms crossed and very tight posture, you're not very open to receive information. So you got to make sure that you kind of relax. Open up your arms, open up your posture, and just see what it becomes more inviting for the person. Make sure that you're making eye contact with the person instead of looking over here, looking at your phone, different things like that. So I got a little bit of homework for you, okay? A little bit of homework. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to a busy place, a people place, where there's lots of people. Maybe it's Starbucks, maybe it's the bar, maybe it's an airport, the mall. Go to one of these places, and I want you to just kind of look around and look at some of the people that are there and see what you can tell. I want you to both do this for listeners and speakers. Look at the people that are speaking and see how much you can get about that information or the feelings behind what they're saying just by looking at their nonverbal cues and communication, what they're saying and what they're doing, that kind of stuff. and see, see if you can kind of figure out what's going on. Make a story up. See what that does. If you want, I mean, you can go in and eavesdrop later. Don't tell anyone I said that though. So the second thing is to look at the listener. Look at the listener. What is the listener doing? If you were talking to that person, would you feel comfortable talking to that person? Or would you kind of be like, he's not really, paying attention to me, or things like that. So I want you to be very, very cognizant of what you're doing with your nonverbal communication. As you can tell, I'm a bit of a hand talker. So anyways, do that. Go do some homework. See what you learn about nonverbal communication and how much is actually being said. And then I want you to leave an email. You can send me an email. You can get at me on Twitter or on Facebook, or you can leave a comment right down below. All right? So I want to hear what you're learning about nonverbal communication and what has helped you.